Where is Helen Canoni? This is an emergency. Nurse, where's Helen Canoni?
I don't know, you'll have to ask the doctor.
Dash! Have you seen Helen Canoni? I think she's talking to the media again.
We saw a total of 51 people who had been injured at the carnival. 51 people. Some of the papers were quoting figures of up to 171. I actually wondered where the 171 injured people had gone, because they certainly hadn't come to our hospitals. And so I felt that it was extremely important that we should document once and for all how many people really were injured, how many people really did come to hospital, and then compare and contrast those figures with those which the general public were told about.
We are young, we run green, keep our tea, nice and clean, see our friends, see the sights, feel alright.
What does Helen mean to you?
Preferential treatment on the NHS.
You know, she's one of the two people that have given Ken and me the most pleasure.
Of the world, the moon, the stars, everything really.
The world, everything. As an eminent psychologist, could you please give us a quick profile on Helen Canoni?
Yes, I've been looking at Helen's notes, and it's clear she suffers from a borderline personality disorder. A recent example of this was when she burnt down the London hospital. She burnt down the hospital because that canteen had run out of Diet Coke. Now, she had in fact drunk all the Diet Coke in the hospital.
What's Helen's best quality?
We discussed this and we decided bosoms.
Yeah.
Generosity.
I think her ability to insist that she's right, even when everybody else knows she's not.
Well, for me, it's her incredible sweetness, actually. Her ability to buy really nice presents.
It's a feat, actually, because she's the only person I go to for court shoes in a crisis.
Her generosity.
Her bottom.
She's the person holding the emotional bag for everybody. She's the person, the buck stops with her. And she, at the same time that she resents it like crazy, she also feels like it's the thing that makes her special.
Girls who are boys, who like boys, to be girls who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love.
If Helen wasn't a doctor, what would she be?
Struck off. A TV sports presenter, a bit like Claire Balding, but with bigger knockers. A PE mistress. Quite a stern one.
She'd be running a calf just off the A13. I dread to think, but maybe somebody like, some sort of media hero like Sue Barker or Des Lynam or something like that.
I think she'd probably be a butcher.
Or she'd be a housewife so that she could stay at home all day cooking for me.
Quite often, people with borderline personality disorder do experience brief episodes of psychotic symptoms. Now, I notice in Helen's case, these take the form of severe delusions. She sometimes thinks that she can cook. So on one occasion, she took over the hospital canteen and assisted in cooking for the patients. She prepared a dish of garden worms stewed in Diet Coke, and this was served up to the patients in the evening. They did say it was the best meal they'd had since they came into the London hospital.
What's the best thing she's ever cooked you?
Oh, saveloy. Battered.
Worms, I suppose, in Diet Coke. I think it was a steamed lemon sponge with sort of gunky stuff in the middle.
Saveloy.
Pork in grey sauce.
Handmade macaroons, and she hadn't run a low light since Wednesday.
Well, I have to say pork in a brown sauce.
The mouse inside the hamster, inside the trout, inside the parrot, inside the pony, inside the giraffe, inside the elephant. But the gravy was a bit salty.
A further symptom of borderline personality disorder is an insatiable appetite for mind-altering substances. The hospital secretaries have been advised to lock away all the Tipp-Ex in their offices, but Helen is frequently seeing dismembering them with her scalpel in order to get her afternoon fix of Tipp-Ex.
What has been your favourite moment with Helen?
I couldn't possibly tell you. And
Probably the time she pretended to be dumb in Blue Water.
My favourite moment with Helen? Well, there have been many. It's difficult to say which, but probably the time when we played tennis together and didn't have a row.
Well, it would have to be up Lenka at the elephant orphanage. In fact, it was 2 hours before I realised I was actually talking to an elephant, and she was actually in a cafe drinking Diet Coke.
My favourite moment was when she voted me top in everything in one of our Portugal quizzes. That was fantastic. It was my best day ever, probably in my life.
Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that
when you were old and grey and full of sleep, and sitting by the fire, take down this book, and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once, and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false or true. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face.
those endless days, those sacred days you gave me.
What makes you laugh about Helen?
Well, just about everything.
Absolutely nothing.
Pass.
When she hacked in the cupboard,
Practically everything. Absolutely nothing. Everything.
I can't do this one, man.
Now, sometimes borderline personality disorder is accompanied by Asperger's syndrome. This is known in the trade as nerdy syndrome or train spotters. In Helen's case, it takes the form of her counting and recounting the number of toes on her patient's feet as they bleed to death from some injury to their upper body.
Which kitchen implement reminds you of Helen?
Meat cleaver.
A chopping board.
A juicer.
A rolling pin.
Pickle retriever. A further delusion she sometimes has is that she can play tennis. During the ladies' final at Wimbledon this year, she was seen rushing onto the court wielding her lacrosse stick, insisting on taking part in the ladies' final.
If she sold the beat, what would she drive?
53-seater coach. I think in an ideal world she likes something with the sort of the body of a Porsche and the guts of a Mack truck.
Well, she would drive a BMW Z3 because whenever she can, she goes out of her way to get her hands on ours.
A chip van.
Definitely my Z3.
A larder. She can have mine.
Helen has no friends whatsoever. I haven't seen her for 20 years. So the fact that you've asked me to do this just shows how very desperate the situation must be. She's so boring. I can't even bear to talk about her anymore.
Don't go changing to try to please me. I love you just the way you are.
Happy birthday, baby.
Yeah, she's just my mate.
It's a thank you message for being my first consultant who ever made me feel it was all right to be different.
You're my oldest friend, and we haven't always seen eye to eye, and sometimes I've hated you, but I love you really.
We have our little fights, usually generally in public. She gives our colleagues quite a lot of amusement, but no hard feelings. We, I think, enjoy working together, and I certainly enjoy working with Helen. It's always been very stimulating.
Please ring me back.
Please ring me back.
Return my calls, bitch.
Have you got a quick message for Helen?
No. Lots of love and happy birthday.
You are the girl with golden hair.
I've been so lucky. I am the girl with golden hair. I wanna see